Just got some new plants, pretty excited about them, and who better to help me plant them in than you all. Hello everyone, thank you all so much for joining in. This is Dylan from the Trini Gardener channel, and I'm so excited for this video. I'm really happy because I got some plants, some new plants, stuff that I've been waiting on for a little while now. It was a bit of a trouble to go and get it because the weather has not been cooperating. Even today, it's still pretty dreary outside here. It's a lot of rain, still drizzling down on me, but I can't wait any longer. The plants have to go in today. I said it'll be a good thing to have you all along for the ride so that we can go ahead and plan this together, and you all could tell me what you think about the process, and if you have any questions, be happy to answer them. And if you have any suggestions as well on my planting technique, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Let's go. This is the first thing I'll be planting in. It's a super sweet 100 tomato. It's meant to be like a cherry tomato that produces supposedly quite a lot, so very excited to try this out and see what ends up happening with this tomato here. What I'll be planting, I have two plants of this. What I'll be planting it in might actually be kind of interesting, so I'll flip the camera around. Right, so this here is all pieces of PVC. I think it's like maybe almost like 20, maybe like 16 inches around, in the diameter, sorry. And my dad had it at home and I took it. He let me have it, and I just filled it up with some dirt. Here I have some dirt that I previously had grown some bygone inside, some eggplant, and it's the same dirt. I just flipped it over. You can see all the roots and whatnot. I leave the roots in. I just kind of detach it so it's not too tough for the new roots to go into. And yeah, filled it in. I'm going to be putting in some into the hole here. Now, if you remember from my tomato growing guide, I always put my tomato holes fairly deep, right? And I will put into the hole some worm castings, right? I'll put some worm castings also when I'm backfilling inside here. And I'll be putting in some of this fertilizer. Very optional. This is optional. This is also optional. I just think it gives it a nice little boost, and that's what I'll be using to planting these two tomatoes. I'll be planting in a super sweet 100 here and another one just right here. Okay, so this one is already planted in, and I'm going to try to do one-handed to plant in this other super sweet 100 tomato. I already put in the fertilizer inside there. I haven't put in the worm castings just yet. I think the seedlings already have worm castings on them. I'm just going to put a little bit more. You don't ever have to worry about worm castings burning your plant or anything. So you can put as much as you want, really. You don't waste it. Then you just backfill. You can see I removed the little branches, remember, from my tomato growing guide. You want to plant your tomato as deep as you can, really, because those little hairs, they do turn into roots. They're roots in dormancy, and they're going to increase, what is this? It's going to increase the root structure of your plant. So a good idea is to plant your tomatoes deep. There we go. It'll actually come in and mold up a little bit more because I want to get a stronger root structure, even stronger than what I currently have on these tomatoes. There we go. 2 tomatoes planted in. Now in this area here, I was planning to put in some cucumbers, but I ended up not getting the cucumbers that I was planning to get. It was supposed to be an Armenian cucumber. So because of that, I'm going to be putting in one of these tomatoes, right? This is the Garden Leader Monster Tomato, right? The name sounds really scary, right? Tomato needs support as much as cucumber does. So maybe not exactly the same amount, but it does need support. So what I'll be doing is just putting the tomato there. And where I would have had, like, for instance, I have this cucumber going up on the trellis, I'll be having a tomato go up on the trellis here. I haven't done tomatoes in this little trench in some time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with it. But I do have another cucumber, a lemon cucumber that I got, and I'll be putting that in here next to the tomato. Okay, so my tomato is all planted into the trench here. And while we're at it, I have my lemon cucumber that I got. So I didn't get my Armenian cucumber, but I got my lemon cucumber. And I'm going to be planting that in right over there next to the next cucumber that I have coming up over here. And in the middle here, I'm going to be planting something else, which I'll leave as a surprise. So if you hang around, you'll get to see what it is. It's the bane of my existence, but also really exciting to be trying again. I'm putting in this lemon cucumber right next to where I had this body coming up. There's a body vine over here. I pulled the entire thing out. I pulled out the root. That's why it's dying now, because I wanted the space for the cucumber, which for me is a lot more important than the body at this point, because I have body in the back. Don't need it, but this body still has this thing here. I'll eat this as a little snack, a little garden snack. Oh, let me see, focus. Yeah, I'll eat this little piece of body as a little garden snack, but I have to wash it out because my hands are dirty. Otherwise, normally I'll just eat it just like that. Up. Let me put all of this vine away. There we are. I'll clean them better afterwards. Right, so one-handed maneuvers again because the camera is in next hand. I'm not putting in any worm castings over here because this soil was recently amended with quite a lot of cow manure and some other compost. Didn't put any wood compost here. This is all green waste compost and then cow manure. So it has enough nutrients in here, and I'll just pull back these leaves as a little mulch. And there we go. Cucumber all planted in. Hopefully we get some lemon cucumbers. And the last plant is the sugar baby watermelon. It's a tiny watermelon that's meant to climb up vines. You know, you can trellis it up just like you would cucumber or even tomatoes. It's I've never had any success with this kind of watermelon before. It just has not been very good for me. Very good to me rather. So I'm going to be trying it out this time, and hopefully, you know, we have a little bit more success this time. If it works out, I'll definitely bring you all along for the taste test because it's supposed to be really nice, really sweet, really cute, as well as I have in your garden. I'll be putting it in right next to where the cucumber is over there, giving it about a 2-foot space and basically 4 foot from the tomato. So it shouldn't be complaining for space because it has all the nutrients, it has all the space, it's going to be watered properly. So I don't know, sometimes it's just luck, I guess, in the garden, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with this sugar baby watermelon. Okay, so the rain is down again, not giving me a chance to go back out there, but we did finish what we set out to do. The 5 plants are all planted in. The only thing I have to do still, besides snack on this body, so sweet. The only thing I have to do still is the tomatoes that I planted, not the one over here, because this one has the string to support it, but the 2 I planted on this side, the 2 Super Sweet 100, I'll need to go and stake those because they don't have anything to support them. So they're going to need to be staked. So I'm going to get a piece of wood or a piece of PVC and just stick it down. It's good to do it when the plants are still young, before the roots have had a chance to spread all over the container. That way, when you eventually do, if you were to wait, let the roots develop, then put the stake down. You could be breaking roots by sticking that stick down. I mean, if you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. But if you can't put it before, when it's like at the young stage and I've put it just now there, then that's going to be a lot better for your plants. It's not going to be disturbing the roots in the future. The other thing is that the tomatoes that I put on this side, as well as the watermelon, I think I'm going to just give it a bit of the fertilizer, the same tomato tone fertilizer. Sorry that you're not going to be able to see that on tape. The weather is just not cooperating at all. It's been like this for an entire week. So I am just really happy that you all joined in. You all followed along with this video. I'm happy that you were here to accompany me. If you see anything at all that you want to have a little bit of clarification on, you have any comments, anything that you think you want to have clarified, just leave a comment below. I'll be happy to get back to you. Remember, if you know anyone who'd be interested in this kind of information, just share this video with them, help them to grow more organic, healthy food for themselves and their family. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. To see more content, come on to Trini Gardener's Garden. And remember to feel free to tag us on any of those platforms. We're so happy and it's so motivating to see you all getting up and just growing in your gardens. Remember, as always, this has been Dylan from the Trini Gardener channel, reminding you to get up and get growing. Take care.